What's good, y'all? Happy Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Today's a great day. If you're watching quick on the replay, we got the free Amazon class going down in 88 minutes. Yeah, so if you want to crush your goals this Q4, you want to see some awesome sourcing info that we don't share on YouTube, lots of other good stuff. It's going down very soon, and the link is in the description. Let us know what other questions you guys got too.
Tyreek Evans was going off his rookie year. Let's see. I'm just getting other platforms going too, y'all, as well. Let's see. All right. I'm going to get the hoodie on too.
Yep. T-minus 12 or so days from Q4 starting as well. Lots of fun stuff. Make sure start thinking about Halloween stuff if you're planning on selling that. Right now is kind of the crunch time for sourcing it, so you can get it all checked in. Let's see, is $1,000 enough to get started? Yeah, that's plenty. Just run out to your like local outlet stores, discount stores, that kind of thing. Start there. Just so you can get like quick proof of concept. Hitting like thrift stores and stuff like that is good too. I had like $1,500, so I started with thrift stores and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, you guys tapping in on Instagram as well, TikTok too. We got the free live training going down in about an hour and 57 minutes exactly, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Bunch of good Q4 game on the way for you guys. Make sure you guys get tapped in on that if you haven't yet been in one of those. We share a bunch of info that we don't share anywhere else for free. So it's going to be really helpful for you and really get you up to speed and just save you a ton of time that you would otherwise have to be digging well across the internet to do that. What's the best way to start? I was going to start with Alibaba. So actually going to stores is a good way. Yeah, dude. So if you want to buy stuff from Alibaba, it's going to be unbranded products that you're going to have to create demand for, right? So that does work. You're just going to need 5 to 10K to get started with that. It's called private label. What you're much better off doing is selling big name brand products that customers already know, like, and trust, right? So Zoe, I'd really recommend coming to the free training we got going down later tonight. That'll get you up to speed really quick on it. Is there a way to find distributors for OA products? If so, how should one go about it? So distributors is like a wholesale term necessarily, but essentially, like, if you're asking for places to buy product, yes, just Googling from Amazon listings using SellerAmp is going to show you typically where a specific item is carried, right? Where the expertise comes in is if you can find it profitable.
Yep. Been doing used books for extra capital. Yeah, that's what's up, Zach. Yeah. Do both. Yeah. That a lot of people, like with the private label and all that kind of stuff, they limit themselves, feel like you have to only do one thing. Yeah, I love the idea of, taking some swings at like a private label while you're building the cash flow with OA and wholesale, and eventually you'll hit something, right?
When you were doing FBA in college, did you send the package straight to your dorm room? Nah. So I used the mail center at school pretty much for that. I was doing a lot of retail arbitrage though, in terms like going out and finding used books and then going to retail stores as well. My boy Thomas in here, we just posted a great podcast with Thomas. He did $100,000 in profit in December alone. Absolutely gangster right there.
Some of y'all are about to do that too. Some of y'all are about to toss up some monster Decembers that you did not know you would be able to do. Yeah.
No, honestly, used books. Yeah. So like significantly cheaper than half price. So like thrift stores, library sales, etc. Right there. My boy Peter in here. Peter, when are you coming to Miami again, man? When are you coming to Miami again?
If you transition from FBM to FBA, do you have to send Amazon 10 plus or the product? No, it can be, you can send one of everything if you really wanted to. Probably wouldn't scale super fast that way, but yeah, there's no minimums.
Yeah, but FBA done right down the line, right, when you're, a little bit more of a mature seller, is you really know, like you just through obsession and through doing it a lot, you know exactly how many products of like a certain specific type of item you can fit in one box, which makes your shipping incredibly efficient.
Oh yeah. Trying to reach 1 million. I think you're trying to reach a million without trying to. Interesting YouTube name. Trying to hit some subs.
For FBM shipping, how does it work when you get an order? Like, do you need the Amazon label and then get a shipping label, shipping website that's cheaper? Nope. All you do for an FBM order is you hit buy shipping on Amazon, then you print out the shipping label, toss it on the package. You don't need any fancy labels for that either. It's nice and easy. Let's set up an O1 mission. I was there the other day, man. Yeah, that'll be great.
Just bought some shoes day before they came in. Amazon jumped on the listing. She tried to compete or return. See if they share the buy box for one. They might share the buy box, especially with shoes. I noticed they share the buy box a good amount. And then worst case, yeah, you can return if you're low on capital and that kind of stuff.
ICAS, yeah, come to the live training tonight. It's linked in the bio right there. how do I market my store? Or I'm not really good with sales and marketing. That is not a skill of mine. Luckily, you are a human being and you are the most capable creature of earth. And if you currently do not have the skill of sales and marketing, you can get it whenever you want. Information that your parents would have killed to have on demand even 15 years ago is sitting at your fingertips waiting for you to use it to improve your life, all for no money. By the way,
you also don't need to do any marketing either.
and
That's
I
like,
was going to get to that
like,
as well.
yeah.
So
Like since you want to start selling like name brand, like you said you don't have that much money, so you're gonna be selling like used books and stuff from local discount stores, that kind of thing. That stuff already sells. All you got to do is find stuff that's underpriced, basically. Yeah, Amazon's already buying your customers for you. That's why you pay your fees.
Yep. There you go. So FBM shipping costs. Yeah, go to howtofbm.com to get the exact FBM cost specifically right there. I'm gonna make sure we get that in tonight for you guys too, as well.
Toy distributor in Canada you can use for ungating. I mean, I try like Entertainment Earth or Shepherd if they ship to Canada. Also, just any retail store that ships to Canada, you can use those. So like a Target, one of those. How long does a change of address usually take? You want to place an order to get ungated? Like with Amazon, they might be sending you a postcard. So that would be the thing that takes a while, which that usually is like a week or so. If they did send you a postcard, and that's what you're waiting for.
Thanks for the Twitter follow. Currently going to section 3. Let me get some prayers in the chat. Yeah, dude, you're not necessarily going to need prayers. Just submit exactly, what Amazon's asking for. It's probably going to take a couple submissions, and that'll be good there.
Yep. Cheapest shipper for FBM. Generally just through Amazon Seller Central, because that's also the one that's insured. So if anything goes wrong, you can, generally have Amazon refund it for you. Sometimes like heavier, bigger items, pirate ship, cubic can be cheaper though. Just don't buy labels from anybody on Instagram. That's don't end up in prison, please.
I have lots of books, new different quantity. Do I need to have a receipt to send them in? Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily need to have it. It's definitely recommended, especially for any type of new product you're going to be selling, Susie. Okay, here we go. So thoughts on new on-time delivery date requirement for FBM? Yes, a very good thing for anyone who's doing FBM the correct way, right? So the on-time delivery date is going along with the late shipment rate and the valid tracking rate and the order cancel rate as well. So it's one of those metrics. Now, it is a new part of account health essentially, and that tends to freak out a lot of people. But the cool thing is I have lived a lot of life as a FBM Chad scaler. Now, I'm not saying that you should strive for this at all. With the risk of deactivation thing on my storefront, it's way less of a big deal than most people think it is. And on-time delivery is getting out to that. So the cool thing is now that you have that metric, you can track it and you can improve it, right? And that's basically just making sure shipping stuff on time, maybe moving your transit time from your shipping template back a little bit just to get it on track. It's just going to be one of those ones like valid tracking rate, cancellation rate, etc. It's in that set of metrics. So I think it's going to be very similar. And those are ones you want to stay on top of, but that when you're doing a lot of FBM orders, are going to fall below the guidelines occasionally. And they're typically, now I think about it, I've never seen every severe consequences for that, honestly.
Yeah, check the pirate ship USPS zone map to figure out how far away you should make certain states. Like you can up the handling or up the shipping time if you're not getting it there on time.
FBM, if you want to make generational wealth, your competition isn't going to FBM during December. That's facts. Yeah, iCast, tap in on the free live training. You could probably find a seller to work for specifically. It's
that's great energy right there. Yeah. What do you do when sales come to a halt? You send more inventory in and you check your pricing. It's like 99 times out of 100. It's not like something on Amazon is broken. It's feed the beast or lower your price by a quarter on something where somebody lowered it a little bit.
I've been doing it for a month, plus sales were good, but now we're halting being in the buy box. Yeah, you got to get more stuff listed. You know what I mean? It's not anything you're doing, or it's not necessarily any like kind of macro trends unless something went wrong with your account. It's on you to get better inventory in there. Is having multi-buyers accounts and sellers accounts a bad thing? Can I use my seller's account and just delete my buyer's account? So you're not necessarily supposed to have multiple sellers account unless you're selling different types of products, specifically. There's guidelines around it. Warner and I are not going to get into the specifics because they change and we've seen them change. So just going to kind of give you a blanket answer of typically not a good idea.
Yeah. You can have as many buyer's accounts as you want though. If you're making another seller, make sure it's a private label. The other one's for your OA business, that kind of thing.
Do you have to get ungated to sell books? For most books, no. For the big textbooks, yes. I know a seller looking for a mentor. How do they reach you? Yeah, DMs are open. DMs are open, and we got the free live training going down tonight as well. Yeah, so basically that.
Absolutely. Try and beat it. Yeah, you should be good, Zoe. Been doing a month plus. Sales are good. Now they're halting even me in the buy box. Yeah, you probably just need to send more inventory than then. I bet you sold out on a lot of your best stuff. See if you can restock the stuff that was selling really well for you. And then also look at the other sellers on those listings that were good for you and see, like based on the sale that you sourced those items from, see if they had those other sellers found anything else good on that sale. You can also add kind of a fuel the fire a little bit there.
I really just need help starting up. Yeah, no better place to do that tonight than the free live masterclass we got going down, guys. So make sure you get registered for that. It's linked in the bio, linked in the description. It's go.thefbaroadmap.com/register. Right there. I got approved for selling on Amazon. I want to know what direction to look into. I have capital to invest and have been reselling for years, but I don't know about Amazon. Ooh. Yeah, dude, if you're free tonight at 7 p.m., free live masterclass going to go down. Also happy to answer any specific questions you got right now or at the Q&A section at the end of the masterclass tonight.
Yeah, if you have prior reselling experience, you've shortcut a lot of the hard part of figuring out how to find stuff cheap. So yeah, come to the free training tonight. You'll see a lot of stuff that you can specifically implement.
How do I check market if I'm going to thrift stores for products? Do you have an app, scanning app with you? How will I know what to list the products as? Yeah, dude. So you got to watch more YouTube videos, man. Definitely tap in with us on the free training today. There's a bunch that goes in that. It actually is pretty simple. Silly, but basically you have an app like SellerAmp that's going to scan products and tell you, what's best specifically right there. Thank you. Of course.
Yep. How do you avoid losing money shipping products to customers with FBM? So you'll generally do free shipping. And then you'll notice that the entire market's just kind of adjusted to like the typical buy cost for that plus the shipping. If you don't know how to estimate some shipping, go to howtofbm.com. I also have some good estimates for you there. And then, yeah, just make sure you're like including it in your fee calculation on SellerAmp so you'll know for sure.
Bingo. I was searching for a product and found the Keep It chart saying there were 2 offers, but on SaaS, there were 10 different sellers. Does this happen often? No. So what that probably was, Connor, was you're looking at a different variation of that product and you haven't yet refreshed your Keep It tab specifically, or feel free to drop Basin in here, Connor, and we'd love to take a look at it live on here as well, because that shouldn't be happening. Is there any reason you guys promote OA and not wholesale? Well, we're only going to talk about what we predominantly do. Now, I want to make it very clear. Wholesale works. Private label works. Retail arbitrage works, right? Business models don't fail. Everything you see people talking about besides Amazon automation works. It is whatever you will commit to 6 to 12 months for to really, really learning and getting around other people on the mission, taking time, really putting in hard, consistent effort probably is going to work, right? But if you business model hop and don't actually commit and only do something for a couple weeks, it's probably not going to work, man. Yeah.
2-day shipping for FB. I mean, you said it per state. 2-day you wouldn't have anything on just 2-day.
Yeah.
Usually like 2 to 4 is the minimum.
Yeah. And then in terms of like an option, so like next day, 2-day expedited. Yeah. You do want to have those as options like free or standard economy, next day, 2-day, 1 day. They necessarily, they do title them differently specifically, but yeah.
Yeah. We also both have good FBM guides you can check out.
Oh, yeah.
Mine, I broke down like the whole template if you want to check that out.
I wish I had saved it. Yeah, dude. So you can actually see it if you go to your SellerAmp history on selleramp.com. There's a massively underrated feature of SellerAmp. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got a free course on YouTube, man. Yeah, if you search Flips for Miles 6 hour, you'll see it in there on YouTube. Yeah, you'll significantly like that. That's some serious game. It's got like 40K views. Some serious game right there. What do you specialize in? Showing people how to make money on Amazon, right? In regards to specific types of items, we both like to hang out in shoes and clothing. That being said, though, everything sells well on Amazon, right? It's just whatever you'll really commit to and learn. You know what I mean?
Yep. Buffalo, just look up Fields of Profit, Flips for Miles, FBM. You'll see it on YouTube.
Here we go. Good to see you guys. My question is that I want to wholesale, but the brand is not listed on Amazon. I saw another guy doing private label on this brand with brand logo. Now, can I do that? Most likely not. He might have an exclusive agreement with them, but hit up the brand and figure out their situation. Yeah, I thought you said they were on it. They were they were not on Amazon, or maybe he created like a separate listing or something like that too. Yeah.
Yep. Good advice for new sellers. You want to keep account clear of deactivation or feedback. I mean, just buy from legit websites, and then if anything does happen, you can always appeal it. It's like a big misconception that you have to, buy from only big wholesalers and all that kind of stuff. Just as long as you're sticking to websites that you've heard of before. Amazon's heard of Target a lot more than they've heard of, XYZ distribution that they've never seen before. So, just if it's too good to be true, it might be. It's kind of a good rule of thumb if you're trying to keep account health safe.
Chicago house flipping. That's a cool name right there. How long do I sell before I can get ungated in shoes? Typically, we'll see you start to get a ton more auto ungates once you have like a couple thousand in sales under right there. Any tips to keep returns low, specifically with shoes? There's not a ton you can do, honestly, besides just like providing a great customer experience, shipping stuff on time, making sure they look good within the box, honestly. But they're a way bigger lever to reduce returns is find more cash flow efficient products that don't have like kind of those sizing restrictions and different colors. Mainly going to be the sizing. Like people know what they're getting when they're buying toothpaste. They don't necessarily know what they're getting when they're buying a shoe they haven't worn before in respect to how it's actually going to fit.
Yep. I've heard of return FBM packages being held because there was a postage fee due. It means you didn't either UPS thought the package was heavier or you didn't pay for the proper size package. They thought they were owed more money for whatever you sent it in, or you sent it in like a USPS priority mailbox or something like that, and then they would want you to pay for priority mail.
Amazon is a loosing money scheme. How do you loose money? Right there. Can the Petco website be used to ungate? Yeah, all those big websites. Yeah, if it's a retailer you recognize, and they have retail stores, or even not. If it's just a site you recognize, if it's on the cashback portals, yeah, you're good to go for that.
Yep. Get an Amazon email for an FBM customer, gives you a label, says where they live. Can you choose what shipping method? Yeah. So like on the tile, like on Seller Central to say like ship orders, 20 or whatever, and then you'll punch in your dimensions and it'll tell you the cheapest way to ship it. Honestly, like there are a lot of things with Amazon that are complicated. Shipping orders is very easy.
Yeah, there is a lot that is complicated. Been watching the both of y'all for years. Really appreciate the transparency about the business model. Yeah, we got you guys. Right? Luckily, our incentives are aligned in regards to stuff. So we put out a ton of great free information for you guys at no cost. And that's a good thing right there. And we got a really, really good free live training going down in an hour and 41 minutes.
Yep. What about generic listings of branded products? No, you don't want to make generic listings. So it's technically copyright infringement. Yep. You're basically saying, hey, Lego, I'm going to call your products generic, and so I can sell them and try to own the listing. Basically, that is copyright infringement. So just make sure you sell on the listings that say like the correct brand name. You'll see it a lot on like Bolo type items, that kind of thing. So just avoid those.
Which is weird, but completely true.
Yeah,
literally completely true. Yeah.
Like the whatever the pop-in supplement of the month is usually has a generic listing.
Yeah, like it's weird, bro. Spring Valley from Walmart, which is like a brand that we all used to sell back in the day.
Are they swimming in generics now?
It makes no sense, but you'll see storefronts with like 87 generic listings, and like some of them are like
that's a time bomb. They're about to they're gonna get nuked.
Can I use a USPS priority box to send items in FBA, or will Amazon charge me? That's actually a good question. So you can't use those for UPS. Yeah, so you can't use those for UPS.
What about bundling? If it's generic branded, then no, you cannot sell anything that is related to that. If it's a bundle and it says the brand is the actual correct brand, the rule with bundles is like 50% or more of the value of the bundle has to be that brand to be considered that brand name. So if that is true, then yeah. Usually you'll see it like 2-pack or the 2 different types of vitamins thrown together, that kind of thing. Those are great listings.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, for that stuff, you got to use, I'm pretty sure you just can't use USPS boxes for UPS orders specifically.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only use them when you're doing like the actual priority and stuff. Although we were joking the other night, you could definitely just polybag if you wanted to commit a little bit of mail fraud there.
Yeah, definitely not.
Don't do that.
Yeah, not do that. Someone made a video about that recently, though. Which
someone's out there suggesting to do that.
Pretty good banter. If I send products to Amazon for FBA instead of FBA, is Amazon more likely to push my product? Well, you can't ship them to, like, shipping products to Amazon is automatically FBA, right? But listing products that you have on hand, that's FBM, right? And they're going to incentivize FBA more, but a lot of listings have so few sellers that you can get the buy box FBM like nuts, right? And then the way you're going to gauge that, right, is just taking a look and seeing if other people are making money on that SKU FBM. What about all the section 3s? Even people who aren't selling fakes are getting emails? Exactly. That's good. They're cleaning out and making sure that people are selling legit products. Follow Amazon's instructions. Beat the listing. Is it annoying? Of course. Are there annoying parts about your job? Definitely. Right? Are there annoying parts about everything? Yeah. Right. So basically, it's just part of the game. Just like there's annoying parts of anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was getting rough before Section 3s came out, though, because then a bunch of people could just hop on your listings. They're buying fake stuff online, and you couldn't do anything about it. But since then it's been fixed. So as long as you're buying real stuff, it's great for you. As a beginner with 1 to 3K, do you recommend starting online arbitrage or wholesale? Definitely not wholesale with that. You want to have probably 5K plus to think about wholesale. Plus, it's just way easier to scale to 50 to 100K with OA and then kind of add in some wholesale past that. Yeah, just because you can test way faster. You're not waiting on lead times, all that kind of stuff. Wholesale is great, but not for beginners.
Yeah, I meant FBA them. Okay, yeah, if you're FBAing stuff, yeah, Amazon's going to push it more algorithmically, just statistically, yeah. Yep. Thank you. Of course, as beginners, grocery the best to start with. Whatever you can find profitably is best to start with. For example, if you live really close to Ollie's or the grocery outlet, for example, grocery is going to be a great idea for that, right? But if you are really into basketball, shoes and clothing is going to make a lot of sense. If you really like makeup, stick to beauty. It's whatever you like. You know what I mean?
Yep. How many items should you buy when you find a good product? Usually like 5 to 10 if you don't know what you're looking for yet. Once you know how to look at the monthly sold graph on SellerAmp, you know how to look at the estimated sales, figure out how close it actually is. Look at the Keepa offers. It's a couple other things you can look at that'll help you skip the test buys. But you're also going to make some mistakes in the early days. So even if you did buy the perfect amount, you might have missed a sign that a month from now you'd be like, oh, this item's price isn't going to stay stable, that kind of thing. So it's just good to test small for now.
Does Amazon seller have tutorials on how to package items? I do, yeah. If you want help listing and shipping products, just go on YouTube and search Flip Miles Box 'em, and you'll find a good tutorial on that. And Box 'em also now has FBM listing as well. Okay, D brings up a really, really good point here. Yeah. Start selling stuff around your house. That is a very, very good call in respect to used items, specifically like used books that you probably have, for example.
Yeah, you definitely got a bookshelf with a couple $100 of profit sitting on it that you haven't opened in a while.
Yep. How long does it usually take for Amazon to approve your sellers count? Yeah, from what we've seen, right around a week typically. Jazz for that, yeah.
Follow you on TikTok. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Yep. When making a shipping template, do I select shippers I want? And if I accidentally don't, will Amazon let me choose options when I get the email? Yes. So you do it basically, typically for a whole store, you want to have pretty much everything selected so that Amazon gives you the widest range, which are outside of the occasional FedEx order, just going to be the cheapest USPS and USPS, or UPS and USPS options specifically. Yeah. Suds and More, friend of the show. What up? Here we go. If a product has one seller, but the shop name doesn't match the product brand, should you hop on that or avoid it? Yeah. So take a look in the buy box stats to see if it's been like that for a while. Take a look in the Keepa and see if it's been higher competition in the past, right? To validate that it's not private label, and then look at other products within that brand as well.
Yeah, that's the big one. If you see it's only that same seller on every single one of their products, they probably have a exclusive relationship or that kind of thing. When making a shipping template, do you select shippers you want? Yeah, you can opt into certain platforms and stuff, but you wouldn't really want to do that because then you'd be opting out of cheaper shipping options that might show up.
Yeah. So kinda, but doesn't really make the most sense to do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't really want to mess with that.
How many units of a product should I ship to Amazon do my first shipment? Yeah, so it's whatever's going to fill up a box best. And if that sounds like a lot to you, just focus on FBMing for now, because FBM you can test super, super light. For example, so you can buy just a couple of shit, for example, or even more.
Yep. What do you do in application says no longer accepting application? You sell something else that you can't sell that brand right now.
If dedicated to sell 500 times per month, and home space does not help. What label / shipping company can I contact? Okay, so you're looking for a prep center. Yeah, so our buddy Clear the Shelf on cleartheshelf.com has a great prep center list. So if you Google like Clear the Shelf Prep Center, for example, you'll see that he has an awesome list on there.
Yep. Getting coffee in at 11 p.m. UK for the call. That's what's up, man.
You like that sometimes, man. I feel that. Yeah, guys, we in an hour and 34 minutes, right? We got the free live training going down. So make sure you guys definitely get tapped in for that. So I can ship in a book or one product. You could, but you would want to do merchant fulfilled, because with FBA, you're going to pay the bulk shipping cost to Amazon. But if you only ship one, that's not much of a bulk shipping cost, right? And the FBA fees. But with FBM, you're only going to pay the individual shipping costs. You're not going to pay the FBA fees. So you're going to save some money pretty much.
Yep. Once you have your settings on SellerAmp set as FBA or FBM, I mean, you just toggle if you think you're going to FBM something. Like generally, if you check the buy box stats and you see that there's no FBM, you're going to probably have to FBA it. If you see lots of FBM sellers getting sales, then it's probably worth checking. And then just keep in mind, you have to punch in an estimate of your merchant costs if you're doing FBM calculations. So like the shipping label.
Yeah. Yeah, theoretically, right there. The big thing is just remembering to actually scroll down and toggle over to FBM. That's the key. A lot of sellers, basically just a big mistake a lot of sellers make pretty much. You have to take advantage of cash back to be decently profitable in OA. No, wouldn't recommend counting cash back in your profit number. So it's actually, as far as we're concerned, not a part of it pretty much.
Yeah. Nice bonus money.
Yeah. Right there. So theoretically you could, but it just doesn't make sense to you. What's the call going to be on tonight specifically? Yes. So the free Q4 live masterclass we got going down for y'all is very, very important in respect to beginner info, Q4 stuff. There's going to be a ton of really, really good Q4 information that everyone needs to know, in our opinion, to be able to really succeed with the stuff based on our experience, right? And we're just going to save you guys a bunch of time pretty much too.
Yeah. Some sourcing methods that we learned like within the last several months here, some stuff that took us a long time to learn. Want to help you guys kind of shortcut the first several months of your business, especially since these next couple months are so important. So come through, you'll skip a little bit of that learning process.
My supplier only has 800 products. Is that a red flag? No, not at all. It's not necessarily a green flag, but like it's not necessarily a red flag, I would say.
Yeah. Make sure it's not like a liquidator or a closeout supplier or anything like that.
Yeah.
Make sure it's a legit distributor. It could be a good thing if they only have that many, that they've built the really good relationships with the couple companies they work with, that kind of thing. Everyone
can see them, seller counts, jumps, price falls. Well, yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying from where everyone else buys from, If I scan using SellerAmp, will it tell me if I'm gated? Yep. Yeah, you'll see it in the top of SellerAmp on whether or not you're restricted for that SKU. Will prices go up and down in Q4? Yeah, so Q4 is when competition goes down, demand goes up, and prices go up typically, right? Obviously, it's a listing by listing basis, but in general, that's specifically what it's going to be.
Yeah, just think about anything that's giftable. Anything that people are going to be giving as Christmas gifts, people are going to have a hard time keeping it in stock.
Yep.
Check your supplier's price list, and some products are sold at a typical retail. That's not that weird. Yeah, that's not weird. Walmart's prices are often lower than some of the wholesalers you'll look at, just because they buy it at unfathomable scale. We'll do an RA, you're paying taxes for the products leaving the store. Only if you don't have a resale permit. So get a resale permit. Every state calls it something else. Reseller certificate, that kind of thing. We'll look up whatever that is in your state, and there's probably a great CPA in your state that has like a 5-10K YouTube video on specifically getting a resale permit in your state that you can start with.
Yeah, Just Savage. Take a look at the link in the description if you're interested in mentorship specifically. Yeah, Family Guy, we got you guys too. Yep, yeah, and so basically what Warner was just mentioning is a way to avoid sales tax. So that's a big thing. It's called a reseller certificate, sales tax license, something along those lines for each state. Super, super important. If you live in Oregon, Delaware, New Hampshire, Montana, you actually don't have sales tax on stuff, and you are very lucky, and you don't have to worry about that at all, which is awesome.
I'm surprised those states need to be higher up the power rankings. They got baked in advantages, and they're struggling on the power rankings.
From New Hampshire, too.
That's true. Yeah.
Oregon's lit. Yeah,
there's a couple good sellers from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
How do you FBA dangerous goods? You have to get approved first of all. So make sure, like, just search like dangerous goods on the top bar. You'll see like a wait list.
Yep.
And then whenever you do get approved, you'll buy through. I usually buy it through Pirate Ship because you have to buy off Amazon. So I'll usually buy like cubic shipment.
Yep. Cool, guys. All right. So we will see you guys in an hour and 29 minutes for the free live training. It's going down at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you get registered for it at the link in bio and link in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Bunch of good info. Bring your notepads, bring your energy, bring your questions, and we'll see you guys there. Super excited to drop some game on you guys. You won't be disappointed. We're going to save you guys a ton of time and give you guys exactly what we needed when we were getting started a couple years ago. So we'll see you guys there. Go live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys go ahead and get registered there. See y'all later.
Absolutely. See you guys soon.
Yeah, see you soon.